Aloha, everyone. Thank you for coming out on short notice. We're just going to give you a kind of a quick but hopefully thorough update on the storm. We're really urging a lot of public safety here. This is a pretty serious storm. You're going to hear from our TAG, Director Sniffen about the roads, Superintendent Hayashi about our plans for the schools, and John from the National Weather Service. We have a couple slides here. Let's pop over to the first slide. As you can see, it's a severe storm, and the weather is precarious right now. I issued an emergency proclamation on Friday, February 6th, which is in effect all the way through Wednesday, February 11th. The reason for that is we want to mobilize some extra resources over this weekend. The storm is serious because of heavy rain, which is projected to go through Monday, although we'll give you even a better update from John telling you all about this rain that's coming. But I will tell you that I was on Big Island yesterday, and there were some spots on the Big Island that were getting as much as 2 to 3 inches of rain per hour. That creates a pretty unstable circumstance because you get flash flooding, and you also get some, on occasion, landslides, which really make things dangerous on the roads. That's been one of my main concerns, the roads. We also have a lot of debris out there because of very heavy winds. The winds are serious. They have been gusting from 40 miles per hour up to gusts of over 58 miles per hour. And when it's sustained like that, you see a lot of branches and trees and rocks moving about. We had one of our staff see a tree fall right on a power line right in front of her this morning, and we just want to make sure everybody is very safe. So mostly we're taking precautions. What I'm going to tell you is essentially we are going to close the state tomorrow pretty much for safety purposes. We're only going to go to essential services, and the team is going to unpack what that means exactly for you. But the legislature will, of course, also be closed. I want to make that very clear to people. You're not going to have anyone but essential workers in the workforce out. We want you to be safe. If there's any question about whether you fall into that category, call your supervisor. If you're in the private sector, which most of us are, just only go out if it's really necessary. Speak with your team about that. But I don't want people running into a dangerous spot on the road. I don't want school buses out there where we could, God forbid, have a collision. I just don't want anyone to take that risk. And I think the storm is still fairly uncertain. But why don't I just pause there right now, and we'll move over to John to talk about the weather.
We have two big hazards that we're worried about with this weather system. Governor mentioned heavy rain being the one. It's been going on. We've had some flash flooding reports already. We're looking at very intense rainfall rates. So it's not so much the amount of rain that comes down, but how quickly it comes down as well. The high wind, as you've seen it out there right now, is the other major concern. Damaging wind gusts. We're already getting gusts over 60 miles an hour through different areas. Winds will be peaking this evening. So what they are now, this will continue, if not get stronger, through the day, continue into this evening. And then for the eastern half of the state, particularly Maui and Big Island, continuing through the day on Monday. Leeward West Maui, Leeward Kohala, the areas particularly of concern through the day on Monday. And the combination of the heavy rain and winds, they affect each other too. A lot of heavy rain saturating the soils in addition to landslides. It also makes it easier for trees to blow down as well, creating more damage. And then debris from the damage falling into streams that can cause limit drainage and enhance flash flooding problems. So this is going to continue through the day tomorrow. On Tuesday, conditions start to improve, but we could still have some lingering heavy showers. Still windy, but with the greatest concern today, this afternoon, and Monday.
Hey, good morning. I want to thank the governor for issuing the emergency proclamation on Friday. What that did is enable us to activate members of the Hawaii National Guard. And so we have members in all 4 counties with some military vehicles that have what we call a high-wheeled vehicle, so it can traverse small streams and areas of flooding to either deliver supplies, evacuate personnel, or support the local authorities that are there. We also have liaison officers in all 4 county, either civil defense or emergency management, emergency operations centers. And that enables us to see what's going on, see what the needs are within those communities, and more rapidly respond and provide a more immediate response if capable. Also worked with the greater active duty military that are here. They've been participating in all of our meetings, as well as the U.S. Coast Guard, all of our state and federal partners, and our private critical infrastructure sectors like energy and electricity. So they're all tracking the storm. They're all leaning forward, and we have periodic meetings set up for this evening and also tomorrow morning. And the greater 53 states and territories, all with the National Guard, are monitoring this as well. Although unlikely, they could help support us as they have done in the past. I'd like to urge everyone to stay home if possible today. I know there is a sporting event later on this afternoon that everybody's going to watch, and also into tomorrow. But just know that your Hawaii Emergency Management Agency and your Hawaii National Guard will be in the office with essential workers tomorrow to help monitor the storm and respond if necessary. That's all I have. Thank you.
Aloha. In alignment with the governor's directive, all public schools and Hawaii Department of Education offices statewide will be closed tomorrow due to weather conditions. We understand the importance of every instructional day, and decisions like these are not made lightly. However, given concerns about flooding, road access, and power outages across our communities, safety must come first. There will be no in-person instruction, and students and staff should not report to campuses or offices. We appreciate the governor's leadership and coordination across state agencies to help keep our communities safe, and we will continue to share updates throughout official channels as conditions evolve. Thank you.
Aloha and good morning, Hawaii. Hey, really appreciate Governor leaning forward to make sure that we minimize the reasons for people to get out of their houses and out of safety. Just know, Hawaii DOT is essential. All of our workers are essential. We're going to be out there to make sure that everything operates as normal. On the highway system, our crews on the Big Island have been operating all night to ensure that we cleared debris and cleared flooding on the Hamakua coast and throughout the three gulches. We're all good in those areas. On Maui, we've been seeing a lot of trees coming down in different areas. On Hana Highway, you'll see that we had restrictions on lanes, and now we're restricting everything to local traffic only to minimize the potential for people to get impacted in those areas. Throughout the state, we're seeing a lot more debris coming down in different areas. So if you do have to drive out there, just take a couple of precautions, okay? There's going to be significant debris, a lot more rain coming down very, very soon. When you're driving, be hyper aware out there. There's going to be reasons for people to stop in front of you that you don't even expect, whether it be storms or flooding, other debris, or those high-profile vehicles just being pushed around by the heavy winds. Be very safe out there. At our airports, we're operating as usual. But make sure, if you have any plans to fly today, call your airlines before you head down to the airport. There's been cancellations, especially for inter-island flights. There have been no cancellations for Trans-Pacific yet, but it could happen. It could be cancellations from flights coming in from the mainland that could affect your flight tomorrow. So make sure you check in before you head out there. Everything else is going to be operating. We know our concessionaires, TSA and CBP will all be out there tomorrow, so make sure, or today and tomorrow, to make sure that we keep operating. At the ports, business as usual. All of our cargo are coming in and going out, so please don't worry about running out to Costco to get stuff. It's going to be there. You can get plenty toilet paper, get plenty Spam, so we're all good over there. Please enjoy your day today. Stay home as much as possible, but if you got to go out, be aware, be safe. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we have a few more slides here. We'll just roll through those just so you can see. This is the overview about offices being closed. Also, I would comment, I think Superintendent shared with me that as fate would have it, tomorrow the students weren't on Oahu in person, so that shouldn't be so disruptive here on Oahu. But we mahalo everybody for accommodating this for safety. You can see some of the categories of the employees specifically affected. We will take care of administrative leave accordingly. I don't want anyone to feel penalized by us just making these kind of decisions and feeling safer. But as you can see, the other things are campuses being closed, campuses. We also would encourage the private schools and the private colleges to make announcements soon about what their plans are. But mainly, we're just being very safe because at this time, when you hear some of these gusts over 50 miles per hour, you are seeing significant debris roll right through roads, and that does give me pause. So again, a little bit unsafe conditions out there. Stay home, enjoy time with your family, enjoy the football game, especially if you are a Seattle or a Patriots fan. My beloved Steelers are resting at home quietly for this year. But I will tell you, safety has to come first. And I think that this storm is going to be pretty significant. Again, I was up in the air last night. We were moving about, and it was a little disconcerting. And the roads were already seeing debris. So wanted us to be safe. I'll pause there and let's see. Oh, there we go. A couple updates there. This is where you can go. Go to ready.hawaii.gov. That will give you up-to-date information from our HAIMA team. It gives you all kinds of information about severe weather. And then also, if you want extra alerts from the county level, and I do want to thank the mayors and their teams. They were just terrific. Go to that website there, dod.hawaii.gov/HAIMA/get ready/ just the easiest possible website to get access. I would also tell you that we'll be convening again with our core group today at 4 p.m. to get updates. We intend to go with this plan through tomorrow, but we'll be together at 4 o'clock, and then again, the entire state gathers at any point, but at 8 a.m. again, and then 4 p.m. subsequently tomorrow afternoon. So we'll be able to, about every 10 or 12 hours, update ourselves on the storm to see how we want to handle Tuesday. But again, be safe out there, and we'll get through this together. Aloha.
Victoria with Honolulu Star Advertiser.
Hi, thank you. HECO reported thousands of customers without power today. I was wondering if you guys were in contact with HECO, or what are you guys doing to address the power outages?
Yes, there were at least 9,000 households out, I believe. I'll give it over to our general.
Yeah, so Hawaiian Electric and also the Kauai Island Utility, I forget what the C stands for, have been participatory in all of our meetings, and they've been leaning forward. So we are in constant contact with Hawaiian Electric, and we are standing by to assist them if necessary to help restore the power to those that are impacted.
If I don't mind, I really appreciate Hawaiian Electric and KIUC taking opportunities before the storm to start clearing a bunch of the vegetation and debris that are near their lines prior to the storm ever coming through. So although there's thousands out right now, it could have been much worse, and we really appreciate the work that they did.
With regards to the roads right now, with all the debris, how long do you think it would take to clear them all out?
It's an ongoing process right now. There's no areas except for Hana Highway that have restrictions, but there's debris every place. So our crews are running through statewide to make sure we push everything off to the side first and then clear them out of the way. We're never going to get to a point, especially with these high winds and a bunch of vegetation around, that there's no debris on the road. So everybody driving today has to be absolutely aware of where they're going.
Up next, Annalisa, Hawaii News Now.
So just some clarification for the schools. So you mentioned that it was an institute day for teachers. So does that mean, were they supposed to be meeting on campuses? Is that all closed now as well?
So for Oahu, it is Institute Day tomorrow. Our teachers were online, virtually, so we'll be reaching out to HSTA to figure out next steps.
But for clarity, that the students were not coming in anyway, and as Superintendent Hayashi said, the teachers are taken care of. They can do it virtually. But again, we sort through the administrative questions fairly and equitably, usually after the disaster.
Next question, KHON2.
Governor, you mentioned you talked to the mayors on the other counties. Are they also going to close on, or what did you talk to them about?
Yeah, they're in total alignment with us. So they're going to take the same posture so that they're going to be, of course, in their emergency operating centers activated. They activate on different levels depending on how severe the storm is, but they participate in each of these meetings. And they're also taking the same posture that it's essentially essential services only, so that everyone on the same page. Of course, the schools, we make that position clear, and people will be going to the hospitals if they're hospital workers, if people are working in public safety or prisons, everyone's at work, but only essential work for tomorrow, yes. For the state, yes, statewide and each of the counties, yes. Yes, okay. Well, again, just thank you, everybody. We apologize for interrupting your Sunday. Thank you for being safe, and we will give updates absolutely tomorrow morning, but if anything changes in the interval, if we have any increased concerns, we'll come out and address or put out some press releases. But I think everyone should just kind of lock it down for the next 36 hours, and let's get over Cross Monday safely. Aloha.
This formally concludes today's news conference. Mahalo and e